All right, well, let's kick it off. Let's get right to it. Welcome to UCSB, everyone. Hopefully, you know a little bit about our school already, or at least where we are in California, and some of the programs that we offer. I'll be going over just two main programs that we have here at UCSB that I think are of most interest to visiting German students. Or if we have some Austrian students, we have some Swiss students, whoever you are, we would love to have you here on campus. So this first image gives you, a good indication of kind of what we can offer at UCSB. Southern California beach lifestyle. If that's of interest to you, I think Santa Barbara can definitely be a good destination for you. But another thing I want to mention is that, of course, we have great weather. We're right on the beach. You can go surfing after class. We also have a very reputable education to offer. And that's one thing that I want to convey today is that, we're blessed to be in a great place and to live in a great place, but also to study and work with amazing people on campus. So let's get to it. My name is Alex Clark, and I am the Senior Program Manager for International Programs here at UCSB Extension. I also have my colleague Victor, who's here as well on the call, because he's actually going to be taking over some of the supervisory roles, a supervisory role of international programs. So I'll be kind of in the background, and if you do end up coming to UCSB, I would love to have you come and say hello, but I am kind of moving on to different parts of the department here. So Victor is here, and he will be kind of your new point of contact if you are considering UCSB for your studies. So between he and I, hopefully we can answer all your questions today, and then going forward, Victor will be here to kind of assume that role. So that's who we have on the call from our side. And I wanted to kind of go over some general stats or some general information about UCSB. So we're quite big, and that's kind of a shock or a change for some of our students that maybe go to a smaller home university and then come to UCSB. It's very big. We have just about 25,000 students in total, on our campus between undergrad and grad. And we are ranked in the top 10 in the US for public education. We're top 3 for the UC system in California. So while that may, stats and other things may seem a little arbitrary and other things like that, we're very proud of that, because it's a ranking, it's a standing that's not done by us, it's done by an outside body. And so we are glad that they see the things that we can offer at UCSB, not just for domestic students, but also for international students, in particular to what we're talking today. So speaking of international students, these are some numbers about how many international students we have between all the different programs on our campus. And so you can see that just about 1 in 5 students is international here on our campus. And I say that because, one, I'm proud of that. I like to see that we have a lot of students coming to visit us and study with us. But 2 is I hope that can make you feel welcome on our campus, knowing that it's something that we've invested in, it's something that we promote on our campus, and it's something we take very seriously. So knowing that, I hope that knowing that makes you feel more comfortable about traveling internationally, whether it's to UCSB or not. Hopefully, you get the sense today that California is a very welcoming state. So keep that in mind, definitely. You'll see some of the top 10 countries. You'll see Germany right there. I think that this is in order of amount. So I think we're probably looking at China and India as being our highest, but Germany has a good representation for those of you that are from Germany. And then within our office, like within my team and our office in UCSB International, just about 50% of our staff and some of our student workers are international themselves. So we have a very diverse group, and I think that helps us to offer a good product to you as students, advising, understanding the international student journey. So I hope you can get a sense that we as a group are really here to support you and understand what you're going through and give you the best experience that you can have. So like I mentioned, top 10 in public education, something we're very proud of. Something that we are equally proud of, maybe don't tell your parents or other things, but UCSB is the #1 top party school in the US. So, keep that in mind as well, if that's the type of experience that you're looking for. If you really want the traditional US style experience, UCSB is a great place to do that with, fun social events, parties, having a good time, being so close to the ocean. I think it promotes that kind of culture, So if you're somebody who's very social, wants to get out, have fun, as well as study hard and all of that, I think UCSB is the perfect combination of the two. So we, of course, we really promote the education being, ranked very high in that way, but also having a good time is very, very important for visiting international students. So I think you can do that at UCSB. So let's talk specifically about the different programs that you can do at UCSB, whether that's for one quarter. We're on the quarter system. We're not on semesters. We're on quarter system, about 11 weeks each quarter. So you can do for one quarter, or you can do an entire academic year. It's completely up to you. Actually, sorry, I forgot I had this slide, but before we get to that, I just wanted to, as we're moving out of COVID and everything is really returning back to normal, everything has kind of really resumed back to normal. However, there's still currently a requirement that you do need to be vaccinated against COVID-19 to study at UCSB. I think that this requirement will be going away in the next, I don't know, maybe half year, 6 months. But for fall and for winter of next year, spring, that is still a requirement at the moment. So just keep that in mind. Okay. So the first program is what we call the University Immersion Program, UIP for short. And this is our most popular program because it really opens the entire campus to you as a visiting international student. You can take academic courses, whether that's undergrad or graduate, at any department on campus. So if you're a third year, graduating student at your home university, and maybe you're thinking about going into graduate school, there's opportunity for you to take graduate classes here. Maybe you've done all your undergrad and you want to take graduate classes. That's definitely a possibility. You can take our professional courses, our professional education courses that focus on kind of employment focused or employment related subjects like project management, accounting, human resource management, business administration, digital marketing. We'll talk a little bit about that, but those are a different flavor of coursework. And for those of you that are working already in a company in your home, in wherever you are, those courses could be really valuable to you as a working professional yourself. And then also we have English language courses. So if you're really wanting to improve your writing, or if you're really wanting to understand the Santa Barbara or US culture, we have courses on that as well. So really that encapsulates all the different course offerings at UCSB in total. So this program allows you to kind of pick and choose, like, okay, maybe I want to take one academic class with the electrical engineering department. I want to take one digital marketing class. So this really allows you to be very flexible with what you're studying. And so that's why it's the most popular in that way. So you can take all academic courses, you can take all professional courses. It's completely up to you. And I think that really helps students to get the most out of their experience. Here's the different academic departments we have on campus. So I think we have just over 50 or 60 different departments that you can take classes in while you're here. I'll hold on this page so you can just kind of get a quick sense of what we're offering. UCSB, of course, is well known for the STEM subjects. So we are a kind of engineering heavy school. We do not have a business school, and that is where the econ and communications department really comes in, but also our own business administration courses, professional courses through UCSB Extension is kind of the default business school at UCSB. So if you are a business student, there's still many things that you can do here at UCSB, but to kind of let everybody know that, you know, UCSB is very well known for electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, computer science, physics, materials engineering, things like that. So, so hopefully that gives you a good sense. And even if you see something here, or even if you don't see something here that you study, I still think that between, you know, us and College Contact, we can really find the best pathway for you here at UCSB. The other program that I wanted to discuss is the International Diploma Program. So this is a separate program of the University Immersion Program. It's very different for one reason, in that this diploma program focuses only on our professional courses. So in this program, you're not taking any academic courses with, you know, engineering, you know, statistics, communication, global studies. You're just taking our professional oriented subjects, and you'll see a small list of them here. We have others as well, and the kind of the good, or the reason why I think students consider this program is, one, it's cheaper, which is always nice, and two, it's very much kind of gearing you up and preparing you for working or upskilling or getting you more skills that you need for a job that you currently have, or for a promotion that you're seeking, or for a new position that you're looking for. So this program is very focused on that. So we tend to see students that in this program that are, you know, maybe done with their undergrad and working, or, you know, taking a gap year or some gap time between undergrad and grad, and want to focus on something that will really prepare them for, you know, working in an industry, whether that's in their home country or potentially in the US, because, you know, if you study with us in this program for a full academic year, 3/4, you will qualify for work authorization, which I'm sure you've heard from other institutions today, OPT. And so we have about maybe 5 to 7 students each year that get their work authorization, and they find a job anywhere in the US, and they move on and earn some money and all that. And so this is a great opportunity for, if that's your path. If your path is more professional employment focused, then I would say International Diploma Program would be the right one for you. If you're really looking for, you know, getting undergrad units for your degree, or even getting graduate units for your degree, then I recommend the UIP program. Okay, so we can always make changes. We can always talk about, weigh the options. What are some of the pros? What are some of the cons? And help you make the best decision that you can, of course, with College Contact as well. So you'll see the prices that we have listed there all include there's just one flat fee per quarter, and all the tuition and student services are included in that. So I wanted to take a quick second to just, sorry, before I'm getting ahead of myself, excuse me. Here's a kind of a more fuller list of our professional diploma subjects. And so hopefully that gives you a good sense of what we're able to offer. One unique thing is that we are able to customize diplomas. So if you're a student that is maybe business focused, but also very interested in marketing, we could combine some marketing classes and some business classes to give you a really unique professional diploma that you can use, put on your resume, put on LinkedIn, and show that you really have the background in that. So we're able to customize lots of different ways. So we want to make you happy. We want to make sure that we're giving you what you need for your future. So always ask, and we can definitely give you what you need. And then of course, OPT again, just to mention that the work authorization, which is a big thing for many students. So. And then of course, just wanted to touch on really quickly the English courses that we do offer. These are offered quarterly. And if these areas, most of you, I'm sure coming from the countries that you come from, probably don't need the English classes in the traditional sense, but like communication and culture is very focused on Santa Barbara culture. It's almost not even a English class. Of course, you're writing a lot and doing that, but it's very focused on what is the culture of Santa Barbara. We go on different trips around town to learn more about all things Santa Barbara. So there's those classes that you can always enroll in in either of the programs that I mentioned before. Okay, so this is what I was saying before I got ahead of myself is the tuition is included, but also student services. So you get a range of different services while you're here as a student at UCSB. We do offer, every student must have health insurance that is approved by our campus, the UC, as well as the US government. So we do have our own insurance that we offer to students. We do all immigration advising and documentation for you. So we'll send it to you once you've applied and been accepted. Unlimited public transportation. You'll have your ID card that you can use on the bus. You can use the rec center, the recreation center on campus, which is a big selling point for a lot of students. It's a really fun place. There's a big kind of workout culture here in Santa Barbara. So if that's something you're into, then that's great. Of course, you get to use all the facilities in the library. You can reserve rooms. You can rent out books. You can take full advantage of the library. And then, of course, you get your ID card and a certificate of completion on when you finish your last quarter of study with us. So all of these services are included in the flat fee tuition. And our idea is to make it as simple and easy as possible for you. You don't have to pay all these different fees and do all these different things. It's just one payment for tuition and you're done. So I think that makes it a lot easier for students. Here's our rec center, our library, and I just, some of the buses that's actually a picture in downtown. So our rec center is really state of the art, lots of fun things to do. And so I see students at the rec center all the time. And it's a big thing for our visiting international students. The library has just been completely added on to, I should say. So this new edition is probably 2 years old, 3 years old, which is nice. And then there's express buses from downtown Santa Barbara to UCSB all day. So if you want to get to downtown, it's probably a 15-20 minute bus ride to downtown Santa Barbara. So you can always use that. So it's very connected in that way, and there's a lot to do in the area. So what is student life like at UCSB? I included a few pictures because I wanted to show you kind of where students mostly live when they're attending UCSB. This is kind of an overhead shot of Isla Vista, IV for short. You'll see that there's kind of this residential area of IV. You'll see Stork Tower, and that's where the campus is. So it's very close to campus. You can get a skateboard, a bike, and just get to campus super quickly. Some of our students live on DP, which is right here, Del Playa. And as you can see, they have some of the best real estate in the world, probably, and definitely enjoy waking up to the to the ocean outside their door. But you can always get to the beach at any point, anytime, which is nice. So IV is not very big. But it is a great place to live, again, especially for that kind of fun social party aspect of being at UCSB. So so that's probably, if you do come to UC, that's probably where you would be. Isla Vista and housing, we do have a housing page. I just wanted to show you so you could look at some of the different offerings at UCSB. This is on our website, and you could go and look at it at any time. Any of the UCSB on-campus options you can't really view yet because you need a net ID. You need to be accepted into a program to look at them, but you can kind of look at some of the other options as well. So that's always a big thing at UCSB, trying to find the right housing. While we don't have our own housing office in in international programs, we work with the different housing teams around campus. So we will get you the information that you need. There's definitely the mentality, I think you'll hear this around Southern California everywhere, bike, skate, surf. That's really the way we get around and the way we have fun in this area. So if that appeals to you, then definitely come and check it out. And then just a few things that I hope that our students get involved in. I'm not going to go into too much detail right now, but you know, there's lots of clubs on campus. There's lots of, you know, sports teams that you can join, conversation clubs. There's, you know, a big German club on campus where they would love to meet people and practice their German. And so there's a lot of things to do on campus, and I hope that you'll get involved and understand that UCSB is very social in that way. And I think there's over like 100 organizations on campus that you can join and have fun. So it's very outgoing and very welcoming, I would say, at the same time. Here's a few pictures of, this is like kind of the central IV. You can see how most students get around. I actually I don't drive anymore in IV because there's just so many students on bikes and skateboards. I'm like, I just want them to have fun. I don't want to worry about them. So IV is a great place. And then of course, you know, it's a very special place if you can find the right place to live. You're right on the water. The application process is pretty simple. I'm sure you've heard from other institutions today about how to apply and other things like that, but I'll keep it brief. We have a very simple application online. College Contact can really guide you through that. Once we get an application, we usually have a decision within 24 to 48 business hours. And we can be in touch with you with your letter of acceptance and I-20 so that you can use your I-20 to then go to a U.S. consulate, embassy, wherever you are, and get your visa. So we work very quickly because we want you here at UCSB. I think it's as simple as that. We want to make sure that we're, you know, on task for you and ready to serve you and get you whatever you need so that we can, you know, get you here. So, so we purposefully make our application as simple as we can, and our communication is as quick as we can so that you feel that you know you're part of the program and that you're part of UCSB. Okay. Yeah, and then lastly, the bottom bullet point here is you can enter the country up to 30 days before your start date. And I know a lot of students take advantage of that to come and travel around or find housing, other things like that. So that's a real benefit. And if you are here early, we can talk with you, we can meet with you, talk about classes, different things. So that's a great thing about studying in the U.S. A few new things that we've done. I showed you the housing resource page. We do have some student blogs that we have created with students, or that students have created themselves. And just I tell them, you know, if you've written about your experience or you want to, we would love to feature you on our website, and that's what we've done. So so this is if you want to go on and get a perspective from a student, not just from me who works at our department, but just from a student and get a real, we don't edit these, we don't do anything. We just take them as they are and put them on our website. This is a great way for you to learn about UCSB from a student. We also have a WhatsApp group that you can join and ask questions to students, or, you know, ask, is anybody leaving housing? I'll take over your place. Or, you know, a lot of people have sold things as they're leaving, bikes, skateboards, surfboards. So it's kind of a marketplace, but the WhatsApp group is also helpful to get to know other people and all of that. So, but this is I hope that you'll go on our page and check out some of our blogs that our students have written, because they're really, really great. Also, we do have a small podcast that I'm hoping to grow, where we just kind of interview students and get their sense of what it's like to kind of be here at UCSB, what they like, what they don't like, and hopefully giving you the best picture of UCSB before you arrive, so that you can see that. And then we do have our brochure, which is pretty much everything that I just told you about our programs and other things. So I don't think I need to share that with you right now. So those are just some of the things that you can find on our website. And I hope it helps you to understand, because we want you to know UCSB before you get here. I think that's our goal. And so we're here at any point to work with you and College Contact to get you the information you need on anything, really. So so that's that. And then I wanted to finish here, we're getting close to the end, just with a few frequently asked questions. Our scholarships offered at the moment, we do not have any scholarships available. This is something that we are trying to work on in the future, but currently we don't have anything available. What English level is required? We have a pretty simple or I think generous English level, and that's a 80 TOEFL, which is about a higher intermediate level of English. We do work with different students on, if you're coming from a university where classes are taught in English, or, you've done something, maybe you haven't done an English test, or you've done something different where we can evaluate your English, we're always willing to look at that. So if you don't have an exact English test, let's try and figure out some other way we can judge your English, because that's important, obviously. Safety and living in Santa Barbara, I think we are a small city, right on the coast. There's a real sense of safety around just being in a smaller city and being away from some of the bigger cities like LA or other things like that. So I've been here for a long time. I grew up in the area, and I feel very confident saying that it's a very safe place to live. And for California and for the U.S., I only agree with that. So so I think you can feel very confident knowing that you're coming to a safe place. Cost of living is probably the biggest downside, I would say, of studying at UCSB. And I want to just be honest with you, because, that's something I'm facing personally as well. Living here is not cheap. Living in Southern California is not cheap. So setting the expectation there is important. I've talked to some of our students here in spring quarter. If you're living in IV, you're probably going to be sharing a room. That's just how it goes with a roommate. Our students probably see about $800 to $1,000 per month in like a shared space in IV. And so that's probably what you're looking at as far as housing goes. And then there's, food and everything on top of that. So so keep those figures in mind when you're looking, or if you're thinking about UCSB. Yeah, so there's that. And then if you are looking for degree programs at UCSB, we are not the department for that. However, we have had international students come and study in our programs and then apply for graduate programs at UCSB. So to go on for their master's or doctorate at UCSB, and they've been successful. And so it's a great way to get an introduction to UCSB through our programs. And then if you like it, you're like, oh, maybe I want to stay. And then you have some contacts. Maybe you have worked with some professors to give you a good, recommendation or other things like that. So we don't do any degrees in our program now, but we can help you to get the information you need. And if you come and study here, you've been here, you understand what it's like, and that can only help you in applying to graduate school. So so those are just some of the frequently asked questions I wanted to go over. And then I just have a few last photos that I just wanted to show as we're finishing out here. If there's any questions that I can answer, I'll just go through some of these photos so that you can see, our campus and what it's like. Let me check the Q&A. I don't know. I can't read that. So if that's a question, Elias, maybe you have to.
Oh, yeah, I can jump in here really quick. Yeah, I saw that one. So that's actually, so I'm not sure if you can, or if it's directed at you, because this one is basically asking if UCSB is, more expensive than the other universities that I've presented today. So you mentioned that you have different programs, so they're also different price points, right?
Correct. And the thing that I would say to that person who asked that question is, I think from a tuition standpoint, I think we're all pretty similar. It's the cost of living that probably sets us apart. And while I really hate admitting that, because I really wish everybody could come to Santa Barbara, I do need to be honest and say that, yeah, it's not the cheapest place. If you go somewhere like LA to UCLA, or even to San Francisco, who was on before me, there's more opportunity to find housing and to find, Santa Barbara is very small in that, there's not a whole lot of opportunity for like housing and other things. So, so that is kind of why, housing might be a little bit more expensive, but I think from a tuition standpoint, it's, we're very competitive with everybody else, I would say.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, I would say the same because, it's California is expensive, studying in California or in the US isn't cheap. Right. So there are different price points, but in, relatively speaking, all of the universities that have come on today and presented, they're pretty close together, I would say.
Yeah. And I know lots of our German students come with different scholarships or grants or whatever from their home state or from their home university, and I help them to get them whatever they need for that. So we know that system, and we're ready to help in any way with how that goes. But yeah, we know that's kind of one of the things we have to face. So, but we're ready and willing to help in any way to give you more information to help you make the decision you need. So, so yeah, so that's that. That's UCSB, and we really hope to see you in Santa Barbara, whether that's in our programs or if you're just visiting the campus, or we just hope that you get out and study internationally and enjoy California, wherever you end up, but we'd love to see you in Santa Barbara.
All right. Thank you again then for coming on and presenting today. It was great to have you. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.